Today is our last cool-ish day before we have another heat warning in effect. It's only like 10:30 right now and it's already, I think, 28 degrees. But I know for a lot of places like Texas and stuff like that, that's really not that warm. But when I'm working Rudnik, I really don't like to do it when it's too warm because, one, my heat tolerance is way down from what it used to be right now while I'm pregnant. And two, I don't want to work out in that heat, so why would he? So, of course, when I pulled in today, he's nowhere near the shelter or the shade. However, the farmer has a sprinkler set up in the field right now, and it looks like he's standing right under it. So he's probably going to be soaking wet when I grab him. At least he's finding some way to keep himself cool. And y'all don't need to come after me because they got shelter, they got trees. The other horses are not mine, not my responsibility to take care of them, keep them cool. So I'm not just playing favorites with Rudnik. Rudnik is like my only horse. So he's standing in just the right spot that he's getting a little bit of a spray without having to kind of get the full blow of the water. Now to see if I can go get him without getting myself soaked. Although it's already pretty warm and that looks like it would feel really nice right now. Rudnik! Oh, hi! Are you gonna come over here so I don't have to get all wet? Come here! Well, look at you all soaked. Look at you keeping yourself cool. Good boy. Hi. You're all wet. Maybe we won't be riding today, but I gotta give you your shots. I'm gonna get wet, aren't I? Hi. You look like you've been cool and relaxed. Just, Rudnik. Hey. Excuse you. Okay, headless horse. Come here. You look good. You look nice and cool. They can stop coming for me in the comments now. Come here. So one of the other horses just keeps getting Rudnik running off. It's really frustrating. Of course, I didn't even bring treats today. Can you just come here and stop being so spooky? So the other horse keeps getting in his face and chasing him off anytime I get near catching him. So I basically can't get near him now without him taking off. So I just gotta sit here until he comes to me. He like leans back so he doesn't get wet. Ombre, can you stop chasing him off, please? He's getting a little closer, but I just gotta hope the other horse doesn't come and chase him off again. He literally walked up to me and then the other horse came and was like, I have to get on this too, and then just shoved him away. Like and now they're just walking away. I do not have the energy for this, Rudnik. The other horse seems to think that every time Rudnik comes up to me, he has to too, because God forbid there's treats he's missing out on. And then every time he gets close to me, he gets snappy at Rudnik and chases him off. So I've almost caught Rudnik like 5 times now, and then he keeps coming along and chasing him off. Okay, now he's all the way over there. Rudnik's over here. Maybe I can finally catch him now. Finally got him once I got him away from that other horse. Sometimes it's just, it'll go on for an hour. Once Rudnik gets it in his head that he doesn't want to be caught, it's like it becomes a game for him and it could go on forever. You're nice and wet at least, so you're obviously cooled down. But don't worry, as soon as we're done, you can go back and stand in the sprinkler. Okay? Thank you for almost running me over. Okay. So I have Rudnik's vaccine for him today. So we're gonna be doing this. I know it's scary, but that's okay. I've done it a time or two. I know what I'm doing. Here, let you. So you always want to make sure when you're giving them, this is just his usual 5-way yearly shot that he gets. And so you want to kind of focus this triangular area in their neck here is going to be the best spot that you can give it to them. But I find I work in medical, so I'm not unfamiliar with using needles. But I'm still nervous every single time I have to go and do it because I'm always worried I'm going to do something wrong. Even though it's pretty straightforward. But it's okay. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. That is definitely intimidating. So we're gonna make sure we get all of the air out. And I hate doing this because this syringe always... Okay, so we've got the air out. We've got it good and primed. So like I said, we're gonna focus on this area here. And usually I'll just give him some rubs here, give him some pets, kind of get the area not so sensitive. And then you're kind of just gonna get that area primed. And then just, don't worry, I'm nervous too. You're okay. You're just gonna draw back and make sure there's no blood. No blood, so we're good. And then we're gonna go and administer. There we go. See? Just like that. Well, it's easier when you don't pull back suddenly. I just want to make sure that you cap that needle because that is a big ass needle. So we're gonna cap that and then dispose of it properly. Good boy. But you want to pull back just to make sure that there's no blood, that you haven't hit a vein. Although if you're sticking to this triangular area here, it's usually a safe bet that you're not ever really going to hit blood. Right? Good boy. So this next part, we usually only do once a year, sometimes twice if it gets dirty. It's not my favorite thing to do, and I know it's not his favorite thing to have done, but sheath cleaning is a very important part of owning a gelding. So when you own a stud, a stallion, they clean it naturally when it's being used. A gelding, on the other hand, does not because it is not being used. So if you are wondering what it is, you will find out shortly. So basically, we just got to make sure that he's good and cleaned up in there so that there's no risk of infection, anything like that. You're okay, buddy. I just got to check. I know. And it's always usually going to have some dirt in there, but he is like tucked right in right now. I don't feel, usually there's a bean. It's like a very large chunk that you want to pull out. This is not it. This is just dirt. Can you relax a little bit? You've always got it hanging out when I don't need to see it. But there's some dirt up in there, but you're looking for a very specific hard round bean, as we call it, that can get in there and cause issues. And you basically, yes, hi, you basically need to squeeze that out, but I'm not feeling anything right now. So we're all done, Rudnik. All done. He's like, first you're stabbing my neck and then you're shoving your hand up in my junk. I know, you're never gonna want to come to me now. We could have definitely gotten a little bit more invasive. Usually sometimes you want to wait till they're relaxed. He just got a shot, so obviously he's not super relaxed. However, usually even if they're not relaxed, you can typically feel when there is like a large bean up in there. So I can try again in a couple days once he's a little bit more relaxed. But for now, there was no immediate issues of anything that needed to come out, so we're good for a couple days until I can recheck. Ready? You can go back now. Probably gonna run from me as soon as they'll let you go this time. You won't be hanging around very long. I know you're all creeped out because the paddock looks different. The fence is down. A little bit of blood. That's okay. Not from a vein. Can you not take my whole hand with you, please? You're gonna drop them all over the place. It's hot though. He's like, I'm not hanging around you today. I always get so paranoid after doing his shots because obviously you know you did it right. I researched every time before I do it just to double check. But I know I'm giving it right. It's just there's always that what if, right? And oh, of course. Well, he clearly feels fine.